Hey guys, we're back with another video. Today we're in Paris, so I want to show you 5 different ways you can take self-portraits while traveling if you don't have a lot of equipment. Let's get started. I shoot self-portraiture because sometimes the photographers I know can't translate the idea that I'm thinking of as the same way I could, or the model friends I know are busy, or I do it because I don't have gear, I'm traveling, or I'm just trying to get back to my roots of photography and become better as both a photographer and a model. For the first self-portrait, I want to take it in front of this window, but I don't have a tripod for this one, so I'm going to use my camera on a self-timer. We have this shelf here, so I think that the best height angle I could get would be using this. When you're setting up the camera settings, you want to aim it towards where you're going to shoot it. So I'm going to use this shelf here. A good way I like to make sure it's focused on me, if I want to use a lower aperture, is kind of set something. If I'm sitting about right here, I'll move this to here, and then I'll make sure my focus is on the flowers. So going over to the camera, I'm focusing on the flowers. I'm just going to take a test shot to see if I like the settings. For this one, because it's so backlit, I kind of like the silhouette look, and I think the settings are perfect. I'm shooting at 1/100 for the shutter speed. My f-stop is 2.8, and my ISO is 100, so it keeps it very dreamy and low. So I'm setting up for self-timer here. Now for most self-timers, you have like 8 to 10 seconds, so it's enough time for me to move the object and kind of sit where I want to. For self-portraits, a lot of moving back and forth, so I'm gonna look to see if I like that photo. It's a little bit higher than I want it to go, so because I have this handy dandy shelf, I'm gonna lower it. Make sure I haven't touched the focus, so it should still be right. Now let's try that again. I think it looks great. I think the focus is perfect, but I think it's a little bit dark. So I'm gonna use this lamp here. So I don't want this lamp in the photo, obviously, but I just want it to illuminate my face. So as much as these flowers are beautiful, I might move them. And just aiming it to where I think my face will be. And now my frame is about right here, so I know that this lamp will be out of it, but it'll give me just enough light to be able to see me as the subject. The light looks great. Now let's try one other location. Maybe this chair on the couch, because it's just enough height. And obviously, because no one's making sure your camera's safe, you want to make sure don't do it on anything too risky. I have faith in this, so I'm gonna leave it here. Same thing, I think I'm gonna stay by the window, so I'm gonna put an object to focus on. This is really important for self-portraits if you want to use a short f-stop. Make sure that's in focus. We'll try again. Looks great. You can't see a lot of the scenery, but there are good portraits of yourself. For the next one, let's try it outside with a tripod. Now, if you're able to store this in your luggage, this is a great tripod, this Jobby's tripod. It can attach to fences or any surroundings, and if you're shooting by yourself and you just want to prop it up on something short, high, this is a great tool to have. So now that we're outside and we have this tripod, this can attach to things, but I don't necessarily want it sitting on the ground, especially as a tourist, you have to be smart about it. So let's go to the park up the street and we can attach it to the fence there and take some self-portraits in the grass. While we walk, I'm just gonna adjust my camera settings so that I'm ready to go once we're there. So I'm gonna wrap the tripod around this fence here. Make sure it's nice and tight. This is great. An on-the-go tripod I'll turn my camera on, make sure we're on self-timer. And same as last time, to make sure you have the focal distance correct and you don't have anyone around to focus on, I just pick a spot on the ground. Like over here, I'm looking at these leaves. So I'm gonna pick a leaf on the ground and I'm gonna focus my camera on that. Remember, this is while you're traveling and while you're alone. So it's not as easy as just setting it up on a tripod, as well as you have to give yourself at least 3 shots of, oh, that didn't look right. Oh, the lighting was off. Oh, I gotta adjust that. The first 3 shots are all just to make sure you have it perfect. For self-portraiture, I would recommend, like, before you press the self-timer, to kind of have a pose in mind. You can stand here while you're thinking and be like, oh, maybe this time I'll do this, because you will just be wasting time of going back and forth between the camera. I think I'd feel awkward looking at myself standing, and that's okay. So I think I'm gonna move to a more seated position to kind of give a more natural, I didn't just press the self-timer look. You want him to look like someone else took the photos and that you have more hands than you do. So I'm gonna sit for this one. And remember, you are the photographer and the model, so you have to give yourself grace in both aspects. I liked my pose on that one, but because I changed it and didn't adjust my focus, that picture was out of focus. And that means I just need to readjust some things. I also, because there's garbage cans in the background, you can throw away an idea. I don't love this one as much, so I'm gonna change. I'm gonna tilt it up, make sure I'm focused on that grass. Because I focused on the grass, I'm a little bit out of focus because obviously the width of my body is changing in focal. So I wouldn't recommend shooting on as low of an f-stop as I am. I'm gonna move up to like 5.6 so that I give myself a little bit more leeway with the focus. I've been taking self-portraiture for a long time now, and I will say the moving back and forth, it never gets easier, but you do find ways to make it faster after a while. You get settings that you like, but with the light changing, it's always a different story. I started doing self-portraiture a couple years ago as a photographer that gets her best ideas or her most exciting ideas to herself at late hours or when I'm solo traveling. It's kind of hard to rely on other people. So being able to do both the modeling and the photography, you can get your ideas out a lot faster. You can get your ideas out without the mediation of other people. And as much as I do love photographing, sometimes you gotta get it out right now. And it's the quickest way that I've gotten ideas out. Another tip I use when I'm doing self-portraiture, if I know I'm gonna be sitting kind of nearby, is I'll stick my hand out and I'll focus on my hand. Now, because I might not know exactly where my hand is in front of me, I'll drop my hand down on the ground and kind of make a marker. I can put leaves. If you're inside, you can mark it with a pen. Just kind of straight up in focus. So when I turn that on, also finding your frame. So if this is the top of the frame and I'm looking, my hand just enters the frame, I know that over here, the top of my frame is very low. So I have to be doing some pretty low portraits. Looking at the surroundings though, I will say the buildings back here are really nice. So you can always change your idea. And not having a model, you don't have to feel very guilty about it. I'm gonna tilt it so I get some of these surrounding buildings. Same thing, hand in front, focus on my hand. Hands in focus. Now mark straight down where my hand is. I'm gonna put some leaves there. Find my top of my frame. Top of my frame's right here. Is a little dark. Nothing I can't fix in editing, but it includes the buildings. I'm in focus, and I didn't need anybody else. For the next self-portraits, we're gonna do, if you don't have a tripod, if you don't have a camera, and you're only using your iPhone. So using my iPhone, I have the iPhone 14. The camera on this one, I will say is just below what Apple is now doing, but it's still great. There's a few settings that you can change on your phone before you get started, which is my first tip is that the camera that's on the back of your phone is a lot better than what the front camera is. So I feel like we're not taking a selfie. We're not using this front camera here because this camera is not going to do you justice. So use your back camera and turn it on so when your self timer is on, choose 10 seconds, it'll do a burst. Now for this, you can change kind of the white balance. This is a great tool where you're adjusting filters so that it saves you in the editing room. I want to take kind of a warmer one since it is fall. Maybe change, make sure my boot looks nice and brown. Nice, rich, warm. All right. Now, you don't have to worry about what's in focus for an iPhone, which is really nice. You just have to worry about where you're putting it. So looking around where I can put my camera on. Oh, I like this gazebo. It's got good architecture to it. I'm trying to think of where we can set up our phone. Maybe right here. Make sure my timer is on. I prefer 10 seconds. I think anything less than that is doing yourself a disservice. Now there is still people in the background, and that is part of the hard thing about doing portraiture in a city. And I'm trying to think of a good way that we can avoid it. Like maybe shooting a little bit closer. If we shot this way, check your work. We've now successfully kind of avoided a lot of the people, but I don't love that photo. So let's try it one more time. And before we try it, I'm gonna sit and I'm gonna think about what I want this photo to look like. I think that standing is good because iPhones shoot very tall, obviously for shooting horizontal or vertically. So I think you can also just play with them where I can sit in it and see if I feel awkward. That one feels awkward, this one feels awkward. So maybe I do something a little bit more, let's try that. You can always crop, and I like this image. I like the way the iPhone one looks, but I think we could try one more with the camera, not having to set it up anywhere. I think we could do it either holding it like this, because if you have the tripod, you can kind of give yourself a bit more length. If not, you can always hold your camera like this. But it's all about just making sure you're in focus and making sure the lighting's good. Come on. So because we have to refocus on ourselves and we are doing a handheld such as this, you have to kind of guess where your arm length is. Because I can only see this much of my screen, I can see my jacket and I can see that right now it's in focus. So I can't extend my arm any more than this. So I'm gonna keep my arm, just raise it up until I'm in frame. Make sure my self-timer's on. Check that focus one more time. And then raise it up till I'm in frame. For portraits like this, it's best with a wide angle lens because I'm currently using a 35. So everything I take within arm's reach is very close. So when you're doing self-portraiture, any wide angle lens will give you a lot more forgiveness in what you're doing. But being able to use, if you don't have a tripod, just your arm's width, making sure you're far away and kind of keeping it like this. When you're solo traveling specifically and you don't have any other people around you to take these photos, it's a great tool to use. And any photo that you've seen today, any style that you've seen today is how I've taken all of my self-portraits throughout my career. And at the end of the day, don't get discouraged. Not every photo you take is going to be an absolute beauty, but it's a great way to take photos alone and when you're traveling that you might take a museum-worthy photo on your own, or you might spend a day learning how to take better photos. And both are amazing. So the apartment I'm staying in Paris only has one mirror, and I don't really love the lighting and the ambiance in this bathroom. So lucky for me, this one is removable. So another portrait you can do if you don't have a lot of equipment is shoot with a mirror, because that way you can always see what you're looking at. I think using the light, the natural light that we have coming from this side, and maybe these flowers here, we can prop up this mirror. The safest way to do it is on the side. Okay. So looking at this mirror, I can see everything that's in my frame. Natural light, artificial light here. So it's kind of got a warm look. You've got to use the stuff around you. I've got one cap that'll bring this a little bit higher. So this way you don't have to find an object to focus on. You can focus on yourself in the mirror right here. Perfect. And with that self-timer still on, find an angle that we like. And ready to go. You can also incorporate the camera with it. This one you don't really have to be on self-timer, obviously, but you can incorporate the camera to kind of make a nice frame. Try it again. So you can incorporate the frame to kind of frame your photo for you. Maybe let's take, one more. All right. Perfect.